Hi everybody. So today I am reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender: The Promise Part 2 by Gene Wang. So Avatar is a series that was actually on television before, if you guys ever watched it. It's about people who live in this world and they can bend elements. There are people that can bend air, water, fire, and earth. And the Avatar fights to keep balance to this world, and he can bend all four elements. So he can bend air, water, fire, and earth, and he's the only person in the planet that can do that. So this series is about, there's this war that just ended, and there are certain territories that belong to the Earth Nation, but the Fire Nation took over them for over 100 years, and they're trying to separate them again so the Earth people, or the people from the Earth Nation, can live in this area, and the people from the Fire Nation have to leave. And there's a lot of fighting in between the Fire Nation and the Earth Nation over this area. So it's up to the Avatar to try and mediate this fight that's happening between the Fire Nation, which this is Fire Lord Zuko. This is the Avatar who's fighting everybody, and these are his friends who help him along the way. This is Toph Beifong, who's my favorite character. This is Katara, and this is her brother. What is his brother's name? I always forget.
It's okay.
And this is her brother. No, not Zuko. Okay, I forget, but that's her brother. So in this particular story, Aang is going to the Earth Nation to talk to the Earth King about this issue, and Fire Lord Zuko is talking with his father, trying to figure out how he's going to resolve this issue, because he wants to support the people that are Fire Nation there, but he also wants to work with the Avatar. So there's a lot of confliction in this series. And it's really, really cool, and it's very awesome illustrations too, because it's a graphic novel. All of it is illustrated. Cool. So the particular part that I love the best has to do with Toph Beifong, who is the best earthbender ever, and she's only like 12, which is kind of cool. And so Toph is an earthbender, but she's the first ever metal bender in the entire world in this series. So she figured out that there's bits of earth and metal, and so by bending the earth that's within the metal, you can bend the earth that's within the metal, she can bend metal. So she started a metal bending school, and she has these students who are trying to learn how to metal bend, but they're having a really, really, really hard time with it. And as they're trying to learn, there's some people from the Fire Nation that used to be their school, and they're trying to take it back over again. So Katara's brother, who I still can't remember his name, thought of the idea that they can do a fight to the sit, where the students of Toph and the students of the Fire Lord, or not the Fire Lord, the Fire Bending Master can fight to the sit over who gets to stay at the school. And this particular part, Toph is trying to motivate her students to metal bend, because unfortunately they've never bent metal before, and they have this fight that's coming in a day. So this particular part is about again, Katara's brother, who I can't remember his name right now. This is really bugging me. Trying to figure out a way to motivate them. So his idea was to try and get them to feel very strong emotions and target each one of their kind of fears, or any time they would make them feel emotional. So for this particular student, she gets very emotional about shoes, anybody stealing her shoes. Another student gets very emotional anytime she's scared. She's like, oh, it's doom. Everything is doom. It's really funny. And then this other dark and mysterious student, who is actually called the Dark One, we find out what his real name is, which is very scary for him. And I can't even pronounce it. It's really awful. It's Mu Chi Gu Chi La Pu Chi the Third. That's what they named him. So to help scare the student who's afraid of doom, Toph built this huge monster out of metal that was actually armor that was used by the firebending school that was at the school, or at the now earthbending school. And as you can see, she had the metal monster has all of one of the students' shoes, so she's freaking out. And then this character is just afraid because it's Doom and it's a big monster and it's scary. And then Toph opens up and says the Dark One's real name, and notice the Dark One's expression. It's very sad. And this was supposed to motivate them to be able to metal bend, and unfortunately it makes them all very depressed and crying, and it doesn't really work out. But I won't tell you what happens and if they end up metal bending, because you're just going to have to read to find out. But I would highly recommend this book, this whole series. It's really, really fun. It's a really, really cool story. The drawings are awesome, and it's really fun to read, and it's not that hard. So if you want something that's really entertaining to read and looks cool, and it's an awesome stories, and if you want to read something that there's a series, because there's another series after this one, highly recommend this book. It's a lot of fun.